Well, hello and welcome back. We are continuing our little backup project. We're looking at, in particular, doing some Amazon AWS S3 stuff and dealing with some of their buckets and storing files, and also going to do some packaging of files and things like that. This time, we've already set up stuff. We've got our S3 using BOTO3, using that library. We've got that set up. We've got it configured. We created a bucket. So now, and we've also been able to list a bucket, the buckets that we have. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do some file manipulation. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the ability to upload a file and then also to bring one back down and take a look at what's in there. So what we're going to do is we have here, we're going to do upload a file to S3. And it's actually very straightforward because what we're going to do is we're going to give it a file, which is basically whatever it is to our local file. And then we're going to give it a bucket name and we're going to load it up there. So like we've done before, we're going to create just come in and get an instance of the BOTO3 client. And that's going to be for the S3. If you ever do, and we'll probably do some, as I said, some other stuff where we'll get into some of the other AWS services and features because there are definitely a lot of things you can do with this. As always, if you want to take a look at what AWS offers, look at aws.amazon.com and just look at I think they're up to 150, 200 services, something like that. Lots of stuff out there. I digress. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the file name. And we're just going to do that based off of the path here. We're going to get the base name for the file. Whoops. And then all we have to do, stop doing don't give me that. Basically, we're going to just tell it, upload a file. So we're going to say where it is. We're going to tell it what the bucket name is, and then what is the file name that we're going to save it as. And then we're going to do a little thing out here, and it's a straightforward exception. So if we look at, let's just look here. So we're going to actually upload this bucket project.py. And we call this upload file to S3. So what we're going to do here is if we give it upload, then we're going to give it the file or the bucket name. In this case, for upload, let's do it like this way. Equals 4. Let's see. Well, yeah, we'll leave it like that. We're going to have 2 usages. So the first one is going to be upload. The second one's going to be download. Let's make this a little less confusing. So for upload, we're going to do the name and then we're going to do the target. And so the name is the file name. And then second is going to be the target bucket. And let me make sure we've got that right. Upload to S3. If we look at that, okay, so the file and then the bucket, yeah. So that's what we're going to do. So right now we're going to do an upload with that. So if we come in, let's see, did I save it? And it's going to start out, well, let's comment these little helper little things out. It's going to go with that. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be, let's do this. If the length of arguments equals 3, then it's going to be operation name and target. Operation name target, upload, there we go. That's going to be operation B1. Okay, so there we should be good. So let's do, so if we do Python 3, what do we call this, bucket project? And it's going to be upload. And we're going to upload bucket project. And we're going to upload it into our little bucket that we created, which is this guy right here. So if we do that, operation is not defined. Let's see. Interesting. Why did it say... It did that. did I miss something? Let's see, 1, 2. Oh, it is going to be 4. That's what I mean. I'm sorry. I miscounted because 4, one of the arguments is the name itself. So that's the name of the script. And then we have 3. Oh, we have 2 after that. I'm sorry. It's Python. Oh, wait, let's look at this. What did I just mess up? I think I just miscounted stuff. So operation equal. Name operation is not defined. Oh, because it wasn't equal to 3, it's actually equal to 4, which is correct, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, yes. So script, action, source, bucket. So that's 4. And so I need to do that here. And actually, I don't need that because now I know it's equal to 4. Okay. Sorry, I was overthinking that a little bit. So now if we run it, then we uploaded it to our up to that bucket. And so what we're going to see is that, let's go. We're going to list our buckets and we're going to list bucket contents. So we're actually not going to bother with listing buckets. And we're just going to do it. So now we can run it without any, let's do this. Python 3 bucket. We're going to run it. And then we're going to see right here. Oh, I guess I should probably show you how we did this. I forgot. So listing buckets is also very straightforward. We're going to come in. We're going to get a client as we've done before. Then we go like here. It says hello. Oh, that's list buckets. I want list bucket content, which is what we're calling down here. And we're just giving it a bucket. So then we come up to list bucket content. Same thing. We create a client. We grab the bucket and say, hey, this is the bucket we're going to use. And then for each object in buckets, we're just going to print out here, what's the file key, which happens to be the name. And then I'm throwing the object itself, which is basically a bucket name and a key right now. So we could do, which we saw here, here's where we can just grab the key. So if we want the file name, then we just grab the key and we're off and running. If we wanted to make that more complicated, then we could. But here, when we do our, oops, that's downloaded. When we upload, we're just using that file name. So if we wanted to do something more complicated, like let's say file name plus, let's call it, archived. If we do that, and now we save our file, then if we run it, oh, did I run? Oh, I did. Yeah, so now if we run just this, we're going to see that here, sorry, it's like not the here, let me do it this way. Let me just quit because then I'll make it a little easier. Let's see if I do this. Let's just quit after this so we can see it. And let's like clean this up a little bit. This. So now we're going to see that we have bucket, the file key was bucket project and then bucket project archived. And so we just tacked on here, we just tacked on that string. So you can do whatever you want to set that key. Typically it may be a file name, but depending on what you do, it may be something much more complicated than that. For example, very often if it's a file related to a, like for an application where you're going to upload files for users, then maybe it's going to be like the user ID or something like that, followed by, maybe you want to do a dash and then, the name of the file or something like that, or some user, entered name of the file. There are some restrictions a little bit about how the names go, but you can always look those up on the site. Generally speaking, if you grab the file name, you should be safe. So now what we want to do is we want to download a file. So we want to come in and we can either here, let's see, we'll do it simply this time. What we're going to do is we're going to download the bucket contents. So this time we're just going to do a name and a target, except for this is going to be download. And the name is going to be the bucket name, correct? Make sure I got that right. Yeah, bucket name, and then the target is going to be the locate directory. Now, what I'm going to do here, we're not going to get, we're going to keep this sort of simple, because what we're going to do is we're going to come down. Again, we create our client, grab our bucket, and we're going to create the local directory in case we need to, because we're going to shove all these files into a location. And they're going to walk through each object, and then we are going to use the local directory thing plus the key. So it's going to be plus the file name. And then we're going to try to download it and then just download it in there. So it's really straightforward. Again, it's like download file and upload file. S3 is really easy to work with. It's almost like just copying stuff around anyway. So now if I take download, and I'm going to download my bucket name. Where'd my bucket name go? So I'm going to take that. And I'm just going to put it in temp. And let's see if it creates temp and throws those files in there. So it did. Oh, that was that list. I didn't really need that anymore. Oh, it's not going to run it right now because I have that and that. So I don't need that. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like this for now. We're keeping it really simple in our script. So now what we're going to see is, so I downloaded that. I downloaded the initial one and the archived one into the temp. And if we look at temp, we're going to see there's the two files. Now the interesting thing is you can see where, because we have the name different, size a little different. But if we go look at, we'll cat it. Well, let's look at over here. If we go look here in temp, look, that looks very familiar because that is the file that we uploaded. So I think we'll stop there for this this time. We're going and we've got some really simple stuff where we can send files up to S3 and we can bring them back down. And we'll just continue on looking at some of the different features and utilities that we want to use. As always, shoot us an email at info@developerpreneur.com if you have any questions. Other than that, go out there and have yourself a great day, a great week, and we will talk to you next time. Hello, this is Rob from Developerpreneur, Building Better Developers, and we have a mastermind class that will be starting, or actually several mastermind classes starting in 2024. Check us out at technologymastermind2024.com. We've got all the information you need, including some pricing, early bird discounts up to 50% off, but those are things that you're going to have to act soon. There is an application process, so go ahead and sign up today. Thanks a lot.